project called Atlantic Knowledge Triangle, where it's a platform where we intend to put together the industry, the academy, and also the politics to discuss future projects and future response to this need. So, with no further ado, I ask José Modas Daniel to present a brief overview of the project. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Frederico. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning to all of you. It's a pleasure being here today, contributing to the MarLEM project promotion. On behalf of Qualiseg, the project leader, and its chairman, Manuel Carrasqueira, thank you very much for attending this workshop and be very much welcome to this fantastic venue with such a wonderful day. Many thanks also to our partner, Fórum Oceano, for providing us the opportunity to present the MarLEM project under the scope of the UN Sustainable Ocean Conference. And last but not least, a word of gratitude to all speakers of this workshop and to those who have assured the logistic preparation of this event. Só 3 minutos. During the next 4 minutes, I will share with you a very brief overview of our project covering these 3 agenda topics. During the project Maritime, Logistics, Engineering and Management, MarLEM for short, is an EU-funded project aiming at addressing specific needs and gaps of higher education on the maritime logistics, education and training area. The project objectives are essentially to develop a joint master degree program in the field of logistics, engineering and management, and to launch a cooperation platform, a network, called Atlantic Knowledge Triangle, connecting the industry, the academy, and the port, maritime, and education authorities. Each one of these objectives corresponds to one of the major deliverables of the project, which will be described during the next presentations. Regarding consortium composition, as already said, the project consortium is composed of 8 partners, being 4 from Portugal, 3 from the United Kingdom, and 1 from Greece. From Portugal, besides the consortium leader Qualiseg and the already mentioned Fórum Oceano, we also have the Portuguese Naval Academy and the Nova SST University. From the United Kingdom, we have the Foundation WIGAMT, the European Association of Universities in Marine Technologies, the University of Strathclyde and Marine Southeast Cluster. And finally, from Greece, we have the Center of Research and Technology settled in Piraeus. Concerning the planning, the project has a duration of 42 months and has started on the 1st of November of the year 2021. Currently, we are just starting the month 33, running on schedule. The work package 7, demonstration, dissemination, promotion, and number 8, the follow-up, and of course the transversal work package number 1, project management. Ladies and gentlemen, with this slide I conclude the project overview presentation. Thank you very much for your attention. Now I hand over the floor to the next speakers, Helena Carvalho from Nova SST and Pedro Água from Portuguese Naval Academy, who will present the master program. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Daniel. So, again, good morning to everyone. So, we are not now going to present this program. It's a joint program. My colleague is over there, the smiley lady, Professor Helena Carvalho over there. So, a master in maritime logistics. Why a program like this? Well, it starts as a joint venture, let's say, between the Nova School of Science of Technology and the Portuguese Naval Academy. And why? Because we have both complementary skill sets that actually are quite suitable for the needs of this industry. This master, it's an opportunity for an industry that, well, is facing all the impact of the evolution, the disruptions, and all the dynamics on this VUCA environment that we are facing. We are facing a lot of this uncertainty, complexity, and this industry is no exception. So that's why we are putting this program right now. It's a program different from many others that are more focused. This one actually is more holistic in the sense that it brings together several different areas, as is the case of engineering, of law, so the regulatory side of things, management, and within industry, engineering, so to speak. We have the electrical side, we have all these, the more information side of things, like the digital transformation that is affecting a lot of industries across the board, and obviously also the industrial side. Elaborating a little bit on the side of the contents of the course. So this course is quite different from what is normal or traditionally normal in Portugal in the sense that all these courses are models that last for approximately 1 week, with exceptions perhaps for the first one, which spans over 2 weeks, where we are somehow leveling the knowledge of everyone that will be attending. Then we'll dive into the business side of things, so business analysis, as you can see over there, operations management, obviously, because ports and all this industry is about operations, essentially, more than projects, and also all the technologies that are evolving. Then we'll have a second half of modules that will be essentially delivered by the Portuguese Naval Academy. Let me state that the first ones actually are due to the Nova School of Science and Technology. And the second half, so maritime and port administration, maritime law, the leadership and team management, intercultural negotiation, because obviously this is probably the first and probably one of the most intercultural industries in the world since ever, because the sea was a communication channel for millennia, not just centuries. And finally, project work or professional internship, which is an assignment to finish or to conclude this program. So about the venues, we have 2 places. The campus of Nova School of Science and Technology, as you can see over there, with the nice blue on the back, so the ocean on the south side of the river Tejo over here, and on the right side the Naval Academy facilities. So also quite close actually from the Nova facilities. So I would say probably 5 or 6 kilometers in line. About the calendar, and because this is a master for professionals, we are trying to match the availability. We shall not forget that whenever we are talking about professionals, these are business people that cannot be spanning a whole year or an whole term to attend classes. So we are concentrating every model in just 1 week approximately. So as blue, we can see over there, so the models that will be delivered at the Nova SST facilities, and as red, the ones that will be delivered by the Portuguese Naval Academy. There are also some gray areas there, which means that some models will have online or remote assistance possibilities. So to make things easier for people that, for example, has to travel from, let's say, for example, any country in Europe to come to Portugal, they can just attend 3 days and 2 remote or something in order to facilitate the personal logistics. Also connected with this program, we have the M4ml project, which is a project that was set up in order to enable mobility between Portugal and Norway, and we even have some internships or project assignments in companies in Norway that are forecasted to occur in 2022, 23rd. So this is a master that actually tried to include several different realities over here. So it is focused in Portugal, but with some steps in countries that, as you probably know, have strong maritime traditions as well, not the least Norway itself. About enrollments, we are talking about professionals with a minimum of 5 years of professional experience, an academic degree in accordance with the Bologna requirements, obviously, process, or obviously if it is a professional scholar or scientific curriculum that is actually quite valuable, it can be assessed and considered regardless, okay? So the program, of course, will be delivered in English, and so B2 level is the minimum that is required for such attendance. You can follow us on the social networks, as you can see, and well, thank you very much for your attention. I will handle the stage now for the most honorable Mr. Frazão here on the right, and thank you. At the end, I'll be available for some questions together with my colleague, Professor Lena. Okay, thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for the invitation and for the opportunity given to Group Sousa for us to share our thoughts regarding the benefits of this initiative of this project. Going through just a quick snapshot regarding who we are, who is Group Sousa. Group Sousa is an holding with several companies founded in 1985. Just to give you an idea, in 2009, so the group had already 24 years, we operated 3 container vessels in one country, in Portugal, with an annual turnover of around 54 million euros, and our staff composed at that time by around 400 people. Today, with 37 years, in 2022, we operate 7 vessels in 4 countries with an annual turnover nearly 200 million euros and a staff of around 1,000 people. These operations are conducted from Madeira Island in Funchal, but we have now an headquarters here also in Lisbon, near the Lisbon cruise terminal. Industry in this regard, through our growing process, we have now organized our value creation models in 3 pillars. One is cargo transportation, to include maritime transportation of cargo, with several companies that take care of all the services that are required to put all the cargo together, to include the shipping agents, ship management company to deal with the platforms and with the crews, the port operations, towing services, and also as a ship owner and the ship operator. So basically we have own vessels and we have freighted vessels that we rent from the market. The incorporation of this maritime transportation of cargo, which guarantees the transport of goods between Portugal mainland and also the 2 autonomous regions of Madeira and the Azores. We also have a very robust offer to Cape Verde and to Guinea-Bissau. In fact, with these two countries, we have an expressive amount of cargo, containerized cargo, which is well above 80% to these two countries. Our value creation models in this regard also include integrated logistics. This means basically that we transport the cargo from the early beginning of the supply chain down to the final clients. So this means that we transport by air, not with our own means, by maritime and by road transportation. And also we have terminals where we open containers and then we distribute the cargo to our final clients, which may be the largest supermarket chains or even to the small restaurants. This happens, this is a reality in Madeira Island. This is a reality to become now increased in Ponta Delgada in the Azores through a terminal that we are now building that will be fully operational in around September of this year. And this also requires, besides these logistics platforms, that we have and we operate our companies with forwarders, road carriers, and we have a maintenance facility only in Madeira Island. The second pillar has to do with passengers maritime transportation. We operate a RoPax, so it means a ferry for personnel and cargo on a public concession service between Madeira and Porto Santo without any subsidies from the government and from the state. And also we have a complementary offer of hotels in the island of Porto Santo. Just a remark regarding the cruise terminal here in Lisbon, the new cruise terminal. We are the only Portuguese company among an international consortium to operate this cruise terminal. A final pillar, which is energy. We have in place the biggest LNG virtual pipeline in the Atlantic. So now we are transporting LNG from Sines in special containers to Madeira Island for the supply of energy for electricity production. This operation started in 2014. I had the opportunity to prepare and to take care of this operation until very recently, since I assumed the duty as the Chief Sustainability Officer. In fact, we have already transported, and the Madeira Electricity Company has already consumed around 12,000 ISO containers of gas, with a huge benefit for the environment in terms of the atmospheric pollution. Besides all this, we have a wind farm in Madeira Island, and now we are putting in place photovoltaic parks on top of our terminals to guarantee self-sufficiency in terms of green energy. I think these figures speak by themselves. The group is now very robust, with a high degree of liquidity, with an expressive turnover, and the total equity and assets are quite relevant in the national panorama. Finally, this is the reason why I came here today and to share our understanding regarding the master's degree program in maritime logistics. First and above all, Nova SST, the Naval Academy, and I know it for own experience, give us the confidence that we are in good hands to put together and to take the maximum benefit of this initiative. I saw written somewhere that it is a good chance somehow to take this master's degree and to take the opportunity for our directors to participate on it. I think more than a chance, it's a need to have. And why? And it has to do with the global context. Let me try to put this together in a simplistic way. Shipping and logistics integration is a reality. So we cannot now assume any longer that shipping and logistics are separate activities. They are complementary and they work together to make the best competitive approach for final consumers to have the best price and the best quality of service, and mainly in the last mile component of the supply chains. Why? Very honestly, I say that to all of us, we have an experience regarding this aspect. One is more than ever, we are using e-commerce as a solution for us to acquire some goods, some and more frequently than ever. And last mile, in this respect, is absolutely determinant for us to get in time our cargo and our goods. So how does this impact in our structure and our leadership and our directors? We have to guarantee that for the future our executive directors have a wider role. What does this mean basically? We need to be prepared for the future, and we need to guarantee that within our companies, in our group, we have mobility, internal mobility. And to make it happen, we have to guarantee that our directors are not only concerned with their business, they have to have a broader understanding of what is going on in the other businesses. So if we strengthen this competence, we can be able in the future to spread all over these companies and also to grow with the companies, having in mind that our managers are not only managers, but they need to have some other understanding also to include, for instance, engineering, which somehow is something quite separate from the early curriculum, and this is quite evident. To give you an example, and we have selected 2 directors to participate in this program. One has a management background, they were carefully selected. One has a management background, is now in charge of the operation with the ROPACs that I've mentioned before. And the other one has a role in our company that is a shipping agent. These 2 activities have nothing to do with each other. So we have put them together in this course also to multiply their interaction and to allow them to get crossed understanding about the matters that are in the scope of this curriculum. Engineering upskilling is important because we have to think that once we invest in these 2 directors, they eventually may take care of any other company within the group. So the integration through the competence and the capabilities that we are providing with this master's degree, I think that will be very important to allow this to happen later on in our companies. Taking into account the importance of this program, we are now about to conclude the signature, or well, at least we have already decided with Elena, with Nova SST. We will be providing 4, which means in reality 6 internship opportunities for the participants in this course. It will be a challenge, let me admit, it will be a challenge, because as a principal, once they will be under our responsibility somehow, we have to be sufficiently creative to try to find out which benefit for themselves and also for our companies that we'll take from this occasion. So it will be from March next year to June. So I think that is something that me and Elena, we have to think about how we can take the maximum benefit of this opportunity. These internships will occur near the Lisbon Cruise Terminal in our headquarters here in Lisbon. And so I think this opportunity will be an excellent opportunity. It's a privilege to be here today to share with you these thoughts. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you.
Good morning to you all. Going now aside from the Masters organization and engagement of the newcomers like Group Sousa, and thank you very much, at least on behalf of one of the partners of the program, of the project, sorry. I will address now another outcome of the project, MarLEM Project, which is the so-called Atlantic Knowledge Triangle. Well, basically, next slide, please. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, basically on the project, when we define this Atlantic Knowledge Triangle, we are generically speaking about how to keep a network of the partners in, let's say, 3 different domains: the governance, the academia, and the industry. And then you can define to what scope you can go on the industry subsectors. But basically, you'd like to promote a collaborative platform. Well, you can have a platform by, let's have the list of phone addresses or email addresses. And so if you address an email to forward an email to all of them, you are really part of an Atlantic Knowledge Triangle. But in fact, we need to go far beyond. Initially, we have to map really what are the partners that can be engaged in such more focused type of business network. But then you have to look for tools. Of course, we have to address all the pieces related with regulatory systems, also what we are innovating among them, research, and basically MarLEM is not going to provide a solution or a tool, but is going to identify possibilities mostly on the operational level, and then we can go down for the technical requirements that can be applicable for organizations such as clusters to implement and give birth to a supporting tool taking advantage of the internet and the platform of integrated services that we can in the future implement gradually and expanding, including this network to the other clusters around Europe, and who knows, maybe in the future. I don't want to waste more time on this. This is a mapping process, basically, in the project. But I will like to pass the floor to Miguel Cordeiro from Media Invest, who is going to explain what can be a social network applied to an Atlantic Knowledge Triangle and with the expanding capabilities. Thank you very much to you all.
Hello, thank you very much. I'm very proud to be here in this conference, especially talking about sustainability, ocean sustainability. Sustainability in general is a very dear theme to me because I believe we have to change just that. I have 20 slides, but so sorry if I'm going to pass this a little bit faster. But the important is that we know what are the main points of this presentation. I want you to focus on those 3 words there, 3 phrases, which is digital skills, connect ecosystems in digitalization, because that is the most important part that we need to do. Okay. Let me begin why digital matters for sustainability. Of course, we can be here talking about digital for 1 hour or 2 hours, but the main point is that we need digital. Every business, the future of work is going digitally, massively. And we know that, especially in these last 2 years. And there will be a breed of new digital products, digital business models. And so that will reduce the cost and the burn of the cost of labor and the burn of the ecosystems that will be doing. So we need those digital products and those transitions to digital models. Also, with AI and digital, we can create new value chain efficiencies that will also reduce the carbon footprint of everything and will increase productivity. Third point is that we need to access quality information. We need to reskill and upskill people for the new transition, for the new digital world that is coming, so that we can have more economic growth and more news, more people that can create and manage those new business models. And fourth, very important also, we need to connect ecosystems, because the world is very disconnected, and we also need to connect academies with industries, with the government, and with people. But we also need, we also need to connect Europe, the hubs, the entrepreneurial hubs, which are all those entities which we need to connect it on a regional and on a global level. So that's why digital is very important for sustainability. Let me talk a little bit about the platform we're developing, which is mybusiness.com. This is very important. We need platforms and we need networks so that we can have impact and we can have change. I was reviewing a conference 4 weeks ago in a famous city of Switzerland, and when they talk about the importance of digital skills, and the intervention from the CEO of Coursera, which is Jeff, I don't know the last name because it's Italian, it's very difficult to pronounce it. Jeff from Coursera said, a fine example. We had, in 7 months, we gathered 3,000 organizations, academies, institutions, business organizations, and we gather 3 million members of those organizations, and we had an impact of 30 million courses within 7 months. And the answer is very simple. He connected digital platforms with networks of organizations that have a very large number of members. And that's how we can do impact, okay? And we have to have a lot of impact to make change, because if we have fewer impact, there's many people that are being born, many people that are migrants and everything, and it goes to the labor force. And if we don't have the necessary impact, we won't make change. We will be always in a deficit. So it is very important. Let me talk to you about the platform. My business is an online platform that aims to reduce the digital skill gaps or the digital divide by providing entrepreneurs and organizations access to resources, tools, and opportunities, networking opportunities. Basically, we want to solve these three main themes, which is digitalizations and the creation of new digital business models. Also, the digital skills development part, not only digital, but other kind of skills that we need, especially with entrepreneurship, and also to connect ecosystems. And that's why, okay. Let me skip a little bit of this slide, but this is only to tell you that we have 3 layers. We are creating a platform which is open, secure, and scalable, with 3 layers, and so that we are in conformity with the EU laws and other laws, so that we can get the data from any provider, and we can have redundancy, and we can also have the flexibility to build the platform and to scale it. Basically, we have 2 kinds of services: an online cloud services, which is mybusiness.com, and we also want to establish for some organizations a kind of a server where they can install the platform also, or part of the platform. there is these four main characteristics are very important, because if we don't develop a platform which is easy to use, users won't use it. Okay, so it must be very, very intuitive, and that is the hard part. We also want to develop a user-centric platform, so that instead of going to a platform that you have your data there, you organize an event, and after the event, kaput, the data is out. No, we want to make that the data from the user and also the activities are always there, and will always be there for the user to download or to pass to another provider or to another thing. So he will have to have a trust in the platform, and very strong controls about the data and about these activities. And finally, sustainable and equitable platform that will support new business models, but will also enable, and that is for 2023, will also enable to explore and to monetize their data and their activities, which we cannot do that with Facebook, with LinkedIn now. We have three kinds of users for the solutions. The cloud user, I'm going to skip this part a little bit more, but we can talk about it later. A cloud account for organizations and networks that want to build their network, and after that we also can build data centers with their data for regional and country projects which are larger. I think I will end with this slide. This is very important, because for entrepreneurs and for SMEs, we want to inspire and develop people, help to develop people. So we have we've built an academy. We are setting up an academy where every entrepreneur can access articles, how to do, guides, books, skills, how they do it, and what they need for a certain function and everything, and also access to resources, to markets, to networks, so they can build their business online, and also the tools which are the My Business tools. So basically we want to inspire and develop, help them develop, and then also to discover, network, engage with marketplaces, groups and opportunities, and then their set of tools, build and manage, so they can build their companies, their services, their events inside the platform. This is some screenshots of the platform which we are developing already. I will skip this part. This is for organizations and networks, but But basically, it's the need to build digital communities and networks, have their online and events online, and also they can build a community, a training center, or a skilling or education inside the platform. Okay, some more features: multi-language support, front users, so we can build apps inside that, active security, interoperability of data. And finally, we have 3 projects going on: Virtual Week from Acredito Portugal, Mar Madeira from Governo Regional da Madeira, which is online also, and we have a European entrepreneurship project we haven't announced yet for 2023. So thank you very much. If you have any questions about this, these are my contacts. Feel free to contact me wherever you want. Thank you.
Thank you, Miguel, for your presentation. So now we have some time for questions. So I don't know if anyone in the audience want to raise a question. No questions? So we were clear. In my as Fórum Oceano, so as a cluster and as member of this consortium, I think we had here an important presentation from the industry, and to respond to the needs of the industry. There's no blue economy without people, and without people with skills and competencies to face the challenges that the oceans and the blue economy will face in the future. So projects like MarLEM in their own way, and MML in the specific thematic of maritime logistics, it are pieces of a puzzle that we need to build to respond to the challenges that we face ahead. Yesterday we also had a presentation here of the offer of Nova University regarding the skills, and so we hope that to contribute in the future for these challenges, and we also want these kind of platforms that were presented here are also tools that will help to put these different type of actors together. So in my name of Foro Oceano, of Nova, of the Navy, and all the other members of the consortium, and Qualiseg, the leader, we thank your presence today. It's been a long week with full of events, but we still had some people here in this morning. And I thank you all to be here and to listen to us. And if you want more information on MarLEM or MML, there's a booth right over there, and where you can find also the website and more information about us. So thank you very much, and have a nice day and the rest of this Oceans Conference. Thank you.